I want to talk to you today about living cause-driven. There should be something we're involved with that's bigger than ourselves. It's good to have personal goals and dreams, things we want to accomplish, but if you're only focused on yourself, you're not going to reach your highest potential. You were created to help someone else, to be a blessing, to lift the fallen, to encourage those that are down, to fight for those that can't fight for themselves. You need to have a cause that you're passionate about, some way that you can make the world a better place. It may be to volunteer at a women's shelter, to mentor those young men, to do repairs for an elderly neighbor's home. Maybe your cause is to support a great organization, to help build that children's home, to fund the ministry, to pay the single mom's rent. The cause may be to break the addiction so your children won't have to deal with it in the future, or to come out of poverty and lack to set a new standard for your family. When you live cause-driven, you'll do things that you normally wouldn't do. You'll get up early, you'll make sacrifices, you'll show up when you had other things to do. You're committed to the cause. You don't wake up in the morning and think, I don't feel like going to work. I don't want to deal with these problems. Your attitude is, I'm on a mission. I have an assignment. It's not just about me. Somebody needs what I have. Somebody is counting on me. I'm going to be a positive force for good in my neighborhood, in my family, on my job. The reason some people are not happy is they're ingrown. As long as you're only focused on you, you're not going to be fulfilled. Look around at how you can be a blessing. When you give your time, energy, resources to take care of the hurting, to lift those that are disadvantaged, to help bring their dreams to pass, you will see God's favor in new ways. Are you waiting for God to bless you? When God is waiting for you to be a blessing. The next level of your destiny is connected to helping someone else. David was 17 years old, out in the shepherd's field, taking care of the sheep. It looked like he was stuck there. He didn't come from an influential family. He didn't have an important position. All the circumstances said he would live an average, ordinary life, never do anything great. One day his father asked him to take lunch to his brothers. They were in the army in another city. He could have said, Dad, I don't want to do that. I'm not an errand boy. I'm busy with these sheep. Find somebody else. This small act of obedience, doing something kind for his brothers, going out of his way to do good for them is what led to his destiny. Don't discount the small things you can do for people. Bringing them a cup of coffee, giving them a ride home, making dinner for that neighbor that's not doing well, staying late to help train that coworker. These small acts of obedience can lead to big blessings. When David arrived in the city, he gave lunch to his brothers. He heard Goliath, this Philistine giant, taunting the Israelites. For 40 days, he came out twice a day, in the morning and evening, and shouted threats. When the Israelites heard them, they were terrified. They ran away afraid. But something rose up in David, a holy anger. He said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? He asked what would be done for the man who killed Goliath. David's older brothers overheard what he was asking. They were critical of David. He could sense the favor on his life. He said, David, what are you even doing here? What have you done with those few sheep you're supposed to be taking care of? He was saying, David, you can't do anything about this giant. Look how small you are. David could have been offended, argued. Instead, he answered back in verse 29, is there not a cause? He was saying, you may be afraid, you may be passive, but this giant is not going to dishonor my God. This is a cause worth fighting for. Something was birthed in David at that moment, a fire, a passion to bring Goliath down. What took David from the shepherd's field into his destiny was a cause. He was willing to get involved in something bigger than himself. He didn't have to care. He could have dismissed it, but David stood up for something that in one sense didn't have anything to do with him. He wasn't in the army. Goliath wasn't taunting him. He could have gone back home and lived an average, ordinary life. But when you fight giants for someone else, when you stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves, you're not just helping them. That cause is going to launch you into your destiny. David took his slingshot, slung that rock, and defeated Goliath. Eventually, he took the throne of Israel. What's interesting is the crown was in the cause. Without the cause, he would never have become king. Like David, your crown is going to be found in your cause. Your promotion, your breakthrough, your dream coming to pass is going to be found in the blessing. Are you fighting for anyone other than yourself? Are you taking risks, stepping out in faith, helping them to rise higher? When you're cause-driven, you'll see some giants come down. You'll see promotion, doors open, the right people show up. Thousands of soldiers saw Goliath day after day, but David was the only one that had a cause. He didn't have the size, the training, the experience, but he believed God was going to show out. He expected to defeat Goliath. He expected to stand victoriously. When you have a cause, you believe for big things. You'll pray bold prayers. You'll expect giants to come down. When you have a cause, you'll believe you can accomplish what seems impossible, that you can overcome what looks insurmountable. Find your cause. Fight for someone that can't fight for themselves. Get involved in something bigger than you. That's where your crown is. That's where your greatness is going to come out. David could have been satisfied in the shepherd's field, satisfied with an ordinary life. I don't want to have to get out of my comfort zone. People may criticize me. There may be big giants. I'll just play it safe. Safe is not your destiny. Average is not where you're called to be. Take on some giants. Believe to advance the kingdom, to set new standards. God didn't give you the talent, that personality, that courage just to go to work, make a living, feed your family. You were called for a cause. You are gifted for a cause. You are healthy for a cause. You have influence. You are anointed for a cause. Don't just build your kingdom, build His kingdom. Get involved in making a difference. Where are some giants you can bring down? Where are some people you can lift up? There's nothing worse than to come to the end of your life and realize you never saw your crown. You never took your throne. It wasn't in the average. It wasn't in the routine. It was in the cause. It was doing something out of the ordinary, getting involved in something that wasn't about you, making your neighborhood better, blessing that coworker, bringing down Goliath. That's when you'll see your crown. I've made up my mind. I'm not going to live comfort-driven. I'm going to live cause-driven. When we're comfort-driven, we don't have to stretch, make sacrifices, take risks. When I'm comfort-driven, I'm not going to be criticized, talked about, have opposition. The problem is you'll never reach your destiny if you live comfort-driven. As long as David was in the shepherd's field, minding his own business, satisfied, he was average, he was ordinary. If he had let his brothers discourage him, make him upset, bitter, he would have missed his destiny. If he had thought Goliath was too big, I'd love to help, but I'm afraid. Man, he's twice my size. He wouldn't have become the king. The cause has to be bigger than the giant. The cause has to be bigger than the opposition, bigger than how you feel. You may be outnumbered. What you're up against is stronger, more experienced. Don't worry. You and God are a majority. They can't stand up against our God. Like David, there are giants waiting for you. When you defeat them for others, doors to your destiny will open. When you find your cause, the King is going to come out. When your dream is connected to helping others, to make your community better, to lifting those who were down, you thought you were just helping them, You didn't realize you're helping yourself. So many of you support the ministry. You attend, you watch, you volunteer, you serve in the community. A lot of times it's your day off. You could be doing something for yourself, but you're investing in others. God sees your sacrifice. He sees you helping when nobody else is giving you credit. Getting up early to pick up your friend, cooking an extra meal for that neighbor, spending your vacation serving at the orphanage. Get ready, your crown is coming. You've been fighting for others, now God is about to fight for you. The king is going to come out of the cause. You're going to see doors open that you never dreamed would open. Favor, influence, opportunity, all because you fought for someone else. You got involved in something bigger than yourself. What's holding some people back is that they're only focused on their goal, their dreams, their projects. Why don't you invest some of your time, your energy, resources in somebody else? Fight their giants, help their dreams come to pass, mentor their child, care for them as they go through that illness. That cause is connected to your crown. That's what's going to open new doors to your destiny, defeating Goliath, someone else's giant. You've come too far to stop now. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. Dig down deep, stay determined, stay focused, keep doing the right thing. It's not just for you, you're doing it for your family. You're doing it to advance the kingdom. God sees you giving, helping others, being good to people, taking on their giants. But like David, you answered the cause. You stepped up to make a difference. Now get ready. God is about to favor you in a new way. Promotion, influence, divine connection, dreams coming to pass, addictions being broken, strongholds coming down, the fullness of your destiny in Jesus' name.